So Gordon Klingenschmidt is a Christian fundamentalist. I still, to this day, I love his last name because it's so ridiculous. It fits him as a person. Klingenschmidt. And when you just spell it out, it looks even more wild. But anyway, so this guy's a Christian fundamentalist host, and he spoke to a guy named Josh Bernstein, who's the head of the Association of Mature American Citizens, which is a conservative advocacy organization and interest group. And listen to the conversation that they had about North Korea.
The Democrats are not, basically saying anything negative about the North Koreans. They're just saying, oh, well, they're just testing missiles. They're really not a threat. And that's why Democrats, in my opinion, are so dangerous to the survival of our nation, but also to be in a national security position. And that's why it's important that we do something and we get rid of this North Korean regime. Now, when is that going to happen? I don't know. I mean, I would personally like to see it happen sometime around late September, early October, almost a wag the dog type situation. I believe the American people at that point more than likely will not change Congress if they're in the middle of a conflict, just going by history. We also know that by history, the first term of a new president usually loses a lot of House seats and a lot of Senate seats. And we've seen a lot of defections and the House Republicans retiring and Senate Republicans retiring. So, we're in a touchy situation. The left smells blood in the water. They're targeting over 100 House seats. And Soros and the rest of the Brock and groups and all these others are going to be pouring millions and millions of dollars into attack ads in all of these swing state districts. So who knows? Maybe we would need to do that and take out this regime.
It's like we live in an episode of Black Mirror. Just, it's the dystopian future come to life. He's saying, hey, let's bomb North Korea. Let's topple the regime. Let's do another war, which would be our 9th war, by the way, literally going on, because we're in 8 other countries right now, 3 of them with boots on the ground. But we're bombing 8 different countries. He wants to add a 9th to that one, North Korea, because, hey, we should do wag the dog, and that'll help the Republicans win in the midterms. Excuse you? Excuse you? Start a war where thousands of human beings would perish. They'd die as a direct result of the thing you favor. Let's kill, let's murder thousands of people, and maybe win an election. And remember, Gordon Klingenschmidt fancies himself a big-time Christian. That's his whole shtick. I'm a Christian. Christian, Jesus. Yeah, I love Jesus. He didn't push back. The clip goes on, he doesn't push back. So, yes, Jesus would support starting our 9th war and massacring thousands of innocent North Koreans. Never mind the South Koreans that would die in the return fire, which is guaranteed. Guaranteed. You can't attack North Korea without them taking out Seoul, South Korea, and you can't attack North Korea without massive numbers of civilian casualties. So why are we even having this fucking conversation? Yes, they're a terrible government. They're terribly oppressive against their own people, and they starve them, and they're not open to the world, and there's got 1,000 problems, and I agree 100%. But there's nothing we can do about it. And this isn't do other nations have these conversations? Are people in fucking Iceland sitting around like, I know our infrastructure gets a grade of D+, and tens of millions of people here don't have health insurance, but God, we should really go bomb North Korea, shouldn't we? That's not a thing that other people do. But here in the U.S., they do that, and not only do they do that, now this guy's fucking floating the idea to win an election. Let's go start a war to win an election. And then they think they're more moral than anybody else. That's as immoral as it gets, man. Can it get any more immoral than that? Let's start a war. Thousands of people will die, but it's necessary for me to keep my fucking job for a few more years as a politician. This is the problem with the political spectrum in the U.S. With a reasonable spectrum, the left wing is the left. The right wing is the right. That's a tautology. Everybody gets that. But in the United States, the left wing is the center right. The right wing is the super far right, and they're fascists. like this guy.